Hello, welcome to the Glasstire Top 5. It is the week of February 14th, 2019, Valentine's Day. I'm Rainey Knudson. I am the soon-to-be outgoing publisher of Glasstire.
And I'm Brandon Zech. I am the incoming publisher of Glasstire.
High five. Woo!
We're counting down the top 5 art events to see and do in Texas this weekend. Some are shows, some aren't shows. We're going to jump in with number 5.
Number 5 is a lecture. This is at the MFAH, organized by the Glasstire School, but sponsored by Lowe Gallery. It's the annual Lowe lecture. It is Tanya Aguiñiga, who is an artist originally from Tijuana, and the project is called Ambos on the Road in Texas. Ambos stands for Art Made Between Opposite Sides. And so for this project, which she's been working on for 4 years, she traveled extensively on the Texas-Mexico border, on both sides of the border, and she interviewed 7,000 people, their thoughts, their reactions, their emotions about living on the border, about border issues, and then documented art on both sides. What I like about this is we have a survey here in Houston, the Houston survey, which has been going on for a very long time, and it's fascinating when you read about how people feel about different issues and how that changes over time. And I'm sure even though it's only 4 years, she's collected a variety of responses as border issues have heated up in the news. So this should be very, very interesting. 4 o'clock Saturday at the MFAH.
Number 4 this week is a show at K-Space Contemporary in Corpus Christi, Texas. It's called Ctrl+A. This is kind of a follow-up that's a series of 2 shows of exchanges between Corpus Christi and San Antonio, specifically Presa House Gallery in San Antonio. It's bringing San Antonio to Corpus. It's curated by Rigoberto Luna of Presa House, and it features more than 50 artists who have shown at Presa House, a lot of Texas people, some Los Angeles people, Monterey. You know, a lot of these artists are dealing with border issues. They've shown extensively in San Antonio. We've talked about Presa House quite a bit on the top 5 and in Glasstire, and we really love their program and what they're doing. And this is almost, you could kind of think of it as a best of, because it's everyone that's shown at Presa House. We also recently wrote about it. Hannah Dean, one of our contributors, wrote a review of it, so we'll link that down below too. Number 3 this week is at the Rockport Center for the Arts in Rockport, and it's a show of works by San Antonio artist Diana Kersey.
We love her work.
We really do. For those of you that don't know her work, she makes ceramics and, you know, sometimes functional, like there are cups and bowls in this show. The thing that really gets me about her work is the coloring and the motifs. So, you know, there's everything from horned toads to flowers to bats to beetles to frogs to cicadas.
But she's coming out of this almost Majolica-like a tradition where the figures of the creatures or the flowers are stuck 3-dimensionally onto the surface of another piece of ceramic. It's so tactile, it's so satisfying.
It's deep relief. You want to touch all of these objects. You know, there is a big sculptural piece in the show, kind of akin to the ones that she showed in the Right Here, Right Now San Antonio show at the CAM in Houston.
We're huge fans. Yay,
Yeah.
Go see this.
Go.
Number 2 this week is a show here in Houston at Texas Gallery. It's Stephen Mueller Plaids is the name of the show. Stephen Mueller, originally a Texas artist, lived in New York most of his career, died of cancer in 2011, but has been showing actually recently a little bit. I saw a show of his at a new gallery in downtown New York from Hunter College last winter. This particular show is all works that have plaid backgrounds. Mueller was sort of described as a color field painter, but he clearly departed from the color field tradition. His work was much more playful, much more figurative in many ways. He incorporated tantric art and Indian and Persian miniatures in his work. And he took that color field staining technique, but really took it to incredible levels of different striations of color, and in this case, plaids. One of the things I love about this show is that they have works on paper in addition to paintings. He's known as a painter, but I love his works on paper. You've got to see them in person. You can't tell just from looking at a JPEG. You're not going to tell from looking at this video. You got to see them in person. And just in a charming little side note, they installed it painting work on paper, painting work on paper. So it is actually like a plaid installation, which is a lot of fun.
And number 1 this week is a show in Austin, Texas at Mass Gallery called Interwoven. This is a show of textile pieces, and it's by 6 artists. Some of them are local to Texas, some of them not so much. There's Melissa Cody from Arizona, Orly Kogan, Fort Lonesome, Amada Mueller from San Antonio, Haley Perdam. These pieces, some of them are more textile-y than others, in
And
the
you
traditional
saw this
sense.
show.
I saw this show this past weekend, actually, in Austin. This is Mass Gallery's new space, also, which is very. It's small compared to its old space, but I mean that in a really good way. It makes the shows feel really tight.
That's our roundup for this week.
And we can't not mention the pieces that we're standing in front of.
Oh yes, Juan Miguel Ramos. I bought these in 2001. Juan Miguel Ramos was working in San Antonio at the time, and they were some of the first work by Texas artists that I ever bought, and they're here in our Glasstire office. Yay! Go and see some art so you can buy some art by Texas artists. Yes?
Go see some art.
Go see some art.